Now, as always, to the most important part of every show. Today's guest is Ron Wood with the local Rotary Club. The club, there used to be one in Hayesville. They disbanded and actually joined the club here that Ron's with, and there is a club in Blairsville. That is the Rotary Club of Lake Chatuge. And I keep getting corrected, and thank you, Ron. While we were talking before we went on the air, I keep saying y'all, but I actually have rejoined Rotary recently. I started with Rotary back in 1990. And then I moved up here and was with them briefly, and then the market collapsed in the 2008 housing crisis, and I went to work in 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. But thankfully, life's improved, and I have the time to rejoin. And truthfully, the only reason I have very little personal time, but the reason I spend it with them is all the good they do in our community and honestly all over the world. I've admired what Rotary Club has done for now, I guess, decades. Ron, welcome.
Thank you.
Long intro, sorry.
No, glad to be here.
Tell us a little about yourself.
Okay. Well, as you say, I'm Ron Wood, and I serve the Rotary Club of Lake Chatuge as the chairman of the Public Image Committee. So I get the opportunity to come talk with folks like you, and I couldn't be more delighted.
Now, when they said, "Hey, we want you to do this," did you think you're going to get stuck on a radio show?
I jumped.
Okay,
almost
good.
out a window, but I jumped. Yeah.
All right.
So no,
that was a good one. Did you
I've
catch
been
that
in,
package?
I've been in Rotary since 1987.
Oh,
so
wow.
I've been in 5 different clubs as I've moved around the country.
Oh, wow.
And I think I bring a little bit of a perspective of what big clubs look like, what small clubs look like, and we're about a medium-sized club of 37, so it's just a wonderful opportunity to serve the community, the local community, and I think the greater community of the world.
You've been involved with Rotary since 1987. Wow.
I would have gotten in sooner, but they wouldn't take me. That was back when they had standards. I'm sorry, Rick.
No.
It wasn't directed at you. Actually, it does underscore a more important point I was planning to get to later, but Rotary is really a different Rotary than it was once. Things have really changed. It's not your grandpa's Rotary anymore, not a stodgy. They dropped the requirement for attendance. That used to keep a lot of people from wanting to join because attendance was so strongly stressed. They've dropped the criteria for a classification. So in the past, they would only allow X number of this occupation or that, so as to not make the club lean one way or another. But they've dropped that as well. So if somebody has a heart for service and somebody wants to, both in the community and on a global stage, really benefit from a humanitarian service perspective, Rotary is the place to be.
100% agree with everything, and you talk about what they've dropped. In the early 90s, our club in Bartow, Florida, voted to allow women.
Yeah.
I said in that meeting, and I thought, wow, this is kind of different. It was but it was 90, 91, something like that.
Yeah, I was in Rotary before that. It's the single greatest move Rotary's made. I want to say that out loud.
100%.
Unfortunately, it took a Supreme Court decision in 1987 to make it happen. But I was in a club at the same time that welcomed women into Rotary. And I will tell you that when this local club was chartered in 1997, fully 50% of the charter members were women. And I don't know where we'd be without them. There's so much harder work. There's so much harder work than we are.
What is Rotary International? I know we'll get into what we do locally, and wow, what y'all do is amazing. Tell me a little about Rotary International.
You bet. Rotary started 120 years ago with a vision of one man. One guy in Chicago and a lawyer named Paul Harris said, what if we started getting together and see what we can do something as a group that will make our community better? From there, it started to grow and wound up just 15 years later, it was in 6 continents. But started as one man and one club. And today there's 1.2 million Rotarians, and there's 45,000 clubs around the world. And that's in 200 countries. So over time, Rotary reached a point where they determined that the commitment to humanitarian service was the paramount thing. So Rotary is really a global volunteer network of people of action who create lasting change in their communities and around the world. And it's all designed to address challenges that we face, that we identify and face.
I think I know the answer to this one based on what you've described already, but not only what made you want to be a Rotarian, but you've been a Rotarian for a very, folks nowadays, they don't stick with anything very long. You have an impressive record. What initiated the fire within you, and what has maintained the fire within you to remain faithful?
That's a great
Rotarian?
question, because the answer might surprise you. I got into Rotary because I thought it would build my business.
Oh, all right.
Even though I didn't really have a clientele, but
Right.
it would help. It would accentuate the things I needed out of business. And wasn't long thereafter that I figured out I was in the wrong reason,
Right.
the right reason, and the reason everybody stays is to serve other people. If you have a service heart, you want to be in something like this. So that's what we did, and I came to learn a lot about Rotary. I served as a president twice, and I'm going to be the president of our local club along with Julie Payne. We're going to co-president in 26, 27 years. So we've got a new incoming president. Our Rotary year starts July 1, goes through June 30, and I'll be the year after next.
Is there a signature cause or issue that is central to Rotary worldwide?
Yes, there is. In 19, I believe it was 77, a Rotarian in California said, we should try to eliminate polio. And let's start in the Philippines. And they partnered with a Rotary club in the Philippines. They got some Rotary International grant money. We'll talk about that if we get time. The process by which we as a club can get money for our community. We do that here. But at the time, they eradicated polio in the Philippines. And so Rotary International said, well, we can do it there. Well, let's take it around the world. And since that time, we've spent $2.1 billion.
Wow.
Rotary and its partners. Rotary became part of the Global Polio Eradication Initiative. The World Health Organization, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation also supplied a lot of money. They do a lot of matching money. And so it's called Polio Plus. A lot of our Rotary dollars that go into the foundation are directed to that cause. And as I say today, we have reduced the amount of polio, the incidence of polio, by 99.9% in the world. We've protected 3 billion children, and 122 countries. And if we were to stop today, we estimate that in 10 years it would be 200,000 a year reinfected or infected
Wow.
by polio by not getting vaccinations. There's just 2 countries that remain to get to eliminate the endemic, and that's Pakistan and Afghanistan. You can imagine the challenges
Yeah.
of trying to get children immunized in those countries.
Right. Does Rotary, tongue-tied today, does Rotary have an ethos or a set of guiding principles?
Yeah, absolutely. Rotary, Rotary is in the global sense is overseen by the Rotary International, and again, we're in so many countries that they standardized what it is we do. It's the object of Rotary, which is to encourage and foster the idea of service as a basis of worthy enterprise, and in particular to encourage and foster the development of acquaintances and opportunities. So you and I becoming acquainted, we'll serve together. We might be over at the Hinton Center splitting firewood in the fall.
Yep.
I'll look for you.
I noticed that was one of the things y'all do.
Yeah, and it secondly promotes high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of worthiness of all useful occupations, and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society. Third, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal and business and community life. And last, but certainly not least, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace through a world fellowship of business and professional persons united in the goal of service. So that's kind of the ethos. It's summarized best in what we refer to as the 4-way test.
And we will get to the 4-way test as soon as we get back from these commercial messages. Thanks for listening, folks. Welcome back, folks. Today we are talking with Ron Wood with the local Rotary Club. And when I say local, I mean specifically Towns County and Clay County, and it's the Rotary Club of Lake Chatuge. And so I'd cut you off. We were about to
All right.
go into the four-way test.
Well, it's just it's something we say every meeting. It's something we kind of try to guide our lives by, and it basically is this: it's the things we think, say, and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships, and will it be beneficial to all concerned? So that's the essence of it. We hang most of what we do around what we call avenues of service, and there are 5. We look to do projects. We look to spend our money and or invest our sweat equity into projects that are designed around these 5 areas. One's club service, where we focus on making our club strong, and that includes being the public image chair, or the secretary, or the treasurer, or the president. So
Right.
it depending on which club office you hold. We also look to do vocational service, where we ask Rotarians to look for ways where they can use their vocation to serve the public. Community service is the next. That's where you're going to see most of our efforts in community service. Then 4th is international service, and the last is youth service, where we try to do things with like the Rotary Youth Leadership Academy, RILA, and there are a lot of clubs that sponsor Interact clubs, which are Rotary clubs inside a high school, Rotaract, which are Rotary clubs inside a college. So youth service is a big thing. Each one of these avenues is where we look for opportunities to serve. So let me tell you a little bit about Rotary Club of Lake Chatuge. I mentioned it earlier. We started in '97. Currently 37 members. We meet on Tuesdays, for those who would be interested, at noon at Brasstown Valley Resort.
It is a good lunch, folks. A
Pretty
very
lunch,
good lunch.
Pretty good groceries. Meetings there are 1 hour, and we usually invite speakers. So we always have a guest speaker, and or we have the students of the month one week. So the school provides us with their student of the month for both Towns County High and Hayesville High. And then we also have one meeting a month, is a quarter, I should say, is our social meeting, and that's the time to let your hair down a little bit and get to know people on a little deeper basis than 1 hour allows. All right, you had asked me earlier to mention some of the things we're doing, and I thought I would take a quick moment, if you don't mind.
Sure, 100%.
Yeah, our signature project here is our tower garden, where we're growing lettuce in hydroponic towers. And we're supplying all of that to the local food banks. This is where we received a matching grant from Rotary International. We put up half the money to buy them. Rotary International provided the rest. And it's a thriving operation. Little shout out to Wendy Tyler at her nursery. She's allowed us to maintain our garden there, and we're grateful for her helping us, come alongside us in that. We also, we help participate in concession sales at the high school, basketball, football games. We are part of the Mountain True Lake cleanup every November. Just recently, we helped in the conduct of the Rhododendron 5K. And, we split firewood. That's where I'll see you next, Rick. And then we do an awful lot of financial support. So we do sweat equity, what I prefer to call sweat equity, and we also spend some money, and we kick in to 5 different organizations that support Christmas charities, including both sheriff's offices, the PD, the Lions Club, and the Hinton Center Christmas Ministry. Again, as I said earlier, we try to promote education. We try to promote wealth and welfare, sanitation. So I'll just give you a quick. It's almost too many to mention, but. We support the Georgia Rotary Scholarship Program, dictionaries for all Towns County third graders, first readers program, the Bethel Goodry Golf Tournament scholarships, the Clay Dodson Young Harris College Golf scholarships, North Georgia Technical College Foundation, Towns County FBLA, Towns County Robotics Club, and Towns County Soccer Booster, along with the food pantries, Hinton Center, Towns County Family Connections, SAFE, Mountain Beautification and Revitalization Association, and so many more. I know time doesn't give me to go through them all. All right, where's that money come from? Well, here are the 4 or 5 places that we try to raise money. We do a resales in November. All of that money is distributed in the Christmas money that we donate to those 5 organizations. Then we have the opportunity to get district grants, which we do every year. That's a grant writing process. Then we have our casino night. That's in September. Everybody's going to want to be involved.
That's a blast. If you've not bought a ticket and gone, one, you know that the money goes to some worthy local causes, but also it's just a good time.
A lot of fun. This year we're going to have dignitaries, whatever passes for dignitaries, doing the dealing. So we're going to have our own folks dealing in a casino night. We're going to reverse raffle, which the winner wins $10,000.
Wow.
And then of course there's dinner and
a good time.
A good time, you bet. And then we're going to do the barbecue. We're going to talk about that in a moment. And then of course Club Rotarians, they do an awful lot as well. So barbecue, that's why I'm here. June 7 at the Hayesville Historic Hayesville Town Square. Again, all the proceeds from this will go to support our scholarships. As I said earlier, we do 14 scholarships, 7 for each high school, one of which is dedicated, I would say, to a VOTEC student, which
very good.
I think is a great idea. So we'll have somewhere around 100 cars being showing up to be shown, and
it's classics.
Classics, right? Or there are some rat rods, I think, and but mostly classics. There'll be the public will get to vote for the public choice, and so to the public it's free. So the public hours are from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Folks, it's save the date. This is the big push here. It's Saturday, June 7th, 2025. It's the 22nd annual barbecue downtown Hayesville.
And we'll have, of course, it can't be a barbecue without a barbecue. So we're going to have smoked pulled pork sandwiches and that's for available for purchase and along with some drinks, and should be just an incredible time.
I sure hope we'll see you there. I hope to be there myself. That's normally a busy work day for me, Saturdays, but I hope to make it to this one.
Well, you'll come hungry and you'll leave full, I assure you.
And see some beautiful cars.
Yeah,
that's what's
the amazing part. Nobody ever leaves disappointed.
Yep. Well, folks, we so appreciate you tuning in. This has been a fun show for me, having just joined back with Rotary Club. They do so much good in our community. And if you're looking for means by which that you can participate in helping others in our community, I hope you'll consider joining the local Rotary Club. If you have a heart for service for our community, Rotary sure offers a lot of opportunities for service through fellowship. Please give Rotary Club some consideration. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank y'all.